On the outer ring of an unknown galaxy, a young galactic fighter is on the run. The young man is in the midst of a fierce chase with two alien ships boasting impressive technology hot on his trail.
There they are, on my tail. I need to find a way out of this now. Not good, man. Not good. There. What's that? I see a planet.
Spotting a blue planet unknown to him, he makes a swift decision to descend and lands his ship gracefully into a serene lake. This obscure location seems to offer much-needed rest and shelter in spite the relentless pursuit. As the young galactic fighter's ship touched down on the tranquil surface of the lake, a sense of relief washed over him.
Looks clear. I lost them.
The relentless pursuit of the alien ships had been left behind. With a weary sigh, he powered down the engines and stepped out onto the alien soil, his senses on high alert for any signs of danger.
Beautiful valley. I'll have to explore.
Bathed in the soft glow of the planet's twin moons, strange plants and rock formations dotted the horizon, casting eerie shadows in the moonlight. Despite the unfamiliar surroundings, there was a sense of calm that enveloped him.
What a peaceful place this is. The ship's scanners did show predators living here, so that can change any minute now.
However, the enemy is closing in. The young man goes back to his ship and takes it further into the water. He hopes to camouflage the ship. Out of nowhere, he hears laser beams striking the lake. Not a direct impact, but our young hero finds himself inside his battered ship.
Looks like there's damage to the ship. Support systems are down. Activating backup power. Oxygen levels are dropping.
His hands move over the control panel with practiced ease, adjusting the thrusters, trying to stabilize the craft. His eyes dart between the holographic displays, assessing the situation.
Emergency procedures activated.
A close-up of the radar shows the enemy fighters. They're not backing down, closing in on him. He knows he can't escape them, not in his current state. Closing his eyes and bracing himself, he put his arm in front of his face. From the outside, he felt a thunderous crash and another explosion. A moment of silence. And very slowly, he opened his eyes to look around. What? He's back! It was a dream, he thought. Wow, that was real! He gathered his thoughts for a moment and started to shout, "It worked! It worked! Wow! It really worked!" The dream he woke from had been on a dark planet far, far away, in a different time and a different place. He was in a battle for his life with aliens from out of this world. It was straight out of a movie he had seen as a boy. He got out of bed and looked outside. It was a normal day.
Hey. Hey, Mom? Mom! It worked, Mom. It worked. The dream catcher really worked.
Oh my God, Henry, I told you not to experiment on yourself. That thing your father built changed him forever. It turned him into a different man, and he started acting stranger and stranger in the end. Sometimes I wonder if he would still be here if he had never mixed his mind up like that. Please don't follow his work. It's just trouble.
Mom, that was a long time ago. I've been working very hard on this project, and I have made significant progress. The application I developed is safer. My version of the encoder does not affect the entire brain. The transmission and encoding are safer. I've tested it many times, and it's going to be fine. I have to go now. I'll see you later.
Oh, Henry, just be careful.
Henry, a 17-year-old high school student with a knack for sciences and math, quickly made his way to school on a chilly fall morning. His mind buzzed with excitement as he dialed his girlfriend Jennifer's number, eager to share the thrilling news about his latest breakthrough. She can't talk right now, but he bumped into his best friend Brad, who lived just 2 houses down from him.
Hey, Brad. I tried the Dreamcatcher last night.
Oh, wow, really? How was it?
I'll admit I was a little nervous going to sleep, but the dream was crazy. It was out of this world. It felt so real. I was flying in space, landed on a beautiful planet with an ocean. The dream was wild.
Really? And you okay now? You know, it didn't affect you, right?
No, man. I'm fine. I made adjustments on it. It's safer. My dad started this and worked very hard on it, with years of passion and dedication. It has come a long way, and what happened to him won't happen to me. I have a chance to bring his vision to life.
Well, let's get going. We have a big science test today. But, how does it work exactly?
Well, you see, the earpods picks up on brainwave patterns during sleep. Then, using the mainframe encoder, it translates digital data into those brainwave patterns, allowing us to experience and analyze a movie into dreams in real time.
That sounds amazing, Henry. Can't wait to try it one night.
Just remember, Brad, not to talk about the dream catcher to anyone.
As the final bell rang, signaling the end of the school day,
Hey, Mr. Jasper, how are you?
Great, Henry. How are you doing? I hope you are studying for that science test tomorrow.
Oh yeah, I'll be prepared. Mr. Jasper, one of these days I want to show you the project I'm working on.
Fantastic. I would love to check it out. I'm sure it's out of this world. Your father was a great man. His work was extraordinary. I expect no less from you.
Thanks, Mr. Jasper. I'll see you later.
later that day. Henry was deep into his work when his phone rang on the desk beside him. Glancing at the screen, he saw Jennifer's name flash up. Smiling, he quickly picked up the call.
Hi, Jennifer. How are you?
Good, Henry. I'm calling about the prom. We need to start planning for it because it's only a couple of months away.
Yeah, it's going to be a great night. Can't wait. What's on your mind?
Well, for starters, I have lots of great ideas about what we can wear. I've been looking at some beautiful dresses I have my eye on, and after I choose a dress, we can match your suit to it.
Oh, yeah. I know where to get a suit. I've seen it on sale at the department store. One of the guys talked about getting a great deal there.
We need to get matching corsages. And about my hairstyle, I don't think I'm going to wear my hair up. Do you like my hair up, Henry?
Don't get me in trouble. You are beautiful either way. But I do hope the music is good. I wonder what the DJ's playlist is going to be that night.
Oh, don't worry. They always have great music at the prom. I'm sure they will get the best DJ in town. But we should make dinner reservations soon. What do you think about La Bella for a pre-prom dinner? And should we rent a limo or borrow your mom's car?
Yeah, I'll see if I can get my mom's car for the night. And Brad was telling me about a few after parties that night. It would be fun to spend some time with friends after the dance.
Yeah, I'm so excited for the prom. I am really looking forward to it. It's going to be a perfect night together.
Yes, it's going to be great. I promise to make this prom the best night ever.
In the next few weeks, Henry's dream experiences took him through many different types of movie dreams. One dark night, the movie he chose was a classic zombie movie he had watched some years ago. It was in black and white, and so were the dreams. Henry's subconscious seemed to be replaying the scenes from that classic zombie movie, immersing him in a monochromatic world of undead horror. In his dreams, he found himself navigating through desolate streets, haunted by the eerie silence broken only by the shuffle of approaching undead. The black and white aesthetic lent a timeless quality to the dreams, evoking a sense of nostalgia mixed with primal fear. As Henry traversed through these dreamscapes, he encountered a diverse cast of characters. Some allies, some potential threats, all struggling to survive in the face of the zombie apocalypse. The dreamscape shifted seamlessly between moments of intense action and quiet introspection, mirroring the pacing of the classic movie that had inspired them. He encountered fellow survivors, forming alliances born out of necessity and solidarity. Together, they devised strategies to evade the relentless pursuit of the undead, scavenging for supplies and seeking refuge in abandoned buildings. But just like in any good zombie tale, danger lurked around every corner. Henry faced heart-pounding escapes, close calls, and heartbreaking losses as the line between survival and succumbing to the relentless tide of the undead blurred. In this surreal journey through his own subconscious, Henry found himself confronting his deepest fears and grappling with the primal instinct for survival. Henry delved deeper into the twisted world of his zombie-infested dreams, and as he battled his way through hordes of the undead, he couldn't shake the feeling that these dreams held a deeper significance, a message waiting to be uncovered amidst the chaos and carnage. The next day, he woke up terrified. The dream was so real that he couldn't tell it from real life. But the one thing that puzzled him was his dad. His dad was in the dream, helping him. He didn't know what to think. So he got ready for school and quickly walked out the door. The morning air was crisp, and he could hear the distant chatter of his friend Brad as he made his way down the familiar path.
Henry, hurry up. Let's go.
Hey man, how's it going?
Wow, you look a little pale. What happened to you?
I know, man. Last night I watched the zombie movie. It was very scary.
Yeah, I see you look a little terror-stricken there.
I know, it was a little too real. I don't know if this is made for everyone, but if you can handle a horror flick as a nightmare, it's definitely an extraordinary experience.
So when am I taking it home? You know what would be great?
What?
If you would be able to get these things to network, so we can dream together.
Wow, that's right. What a great idea. Thank you, Brad. That's the next thing I should work on. Networking the boxes. If we could network multiple dream catchers, we can all enjoy the adventures together.
Eager to turn his vision into reality, Henry threw himself into his work with renewed vigor. Days blurred into nights as he toiled away in his makeshift laboratory, refining his prototypes and fine-tuning the intricate network that would connect them. Finally, after weeks of tireless effort, Henry stood back and surveyed his handiwork with satisfaction. The Dreamcatcher network was ready for testing, and he knew just the group of friends who would be perfect candidates to help him. Henry was very close to his science teacher, Mr. Jasper. He looked at him as a father figure because he had lost his own father just a year ago. He wanted Mr. Jasper's input on this project. One day after school, he stopped to talk with Mr. Jasper about joining him on the experiment.
Hi, Mr. Jasper. Do you have a minute to talk?
Yes, Henry. What's on your mind?
I wanted to talk about this project I've been working on.
Okay. How can I help you?
Well, you see, after Dad died, I started working on his dream encoding project. I have improved it to a point where I have already experienced multiple dreams safely.
Henry, you know that was a very dangerous experiment. I don't understand why you would take such a big chance.
I have safely isolated the encoded signals from the part of the brain that caused Dad to go insane. I have confirmed the signal's safety after several dreams. My sanity is perfectly normal, and I have had no problems with my memory.
Does your mother know about this?
Yes, she has known about this for a while now. It hasn't been easy, but I have built a few of these dream catchers. I've been working on networking them and need help testing them.
So, you're asking me to help you test it? You are sure this is safe?
Yes, it's 100% safe. And I also talked to Brad. He's been asking me about the dream catcher for weeks now.
His excitement soared as he convinced his science teacher to participate in the test of the Dreamcatcher network.
Thank you, Mr. Jasper. I'll bring yours in tomorrow. And don't worry, it's very safe.
That night, they all went to bed with the Dreamcatcher and the same movie to start at 2 a.m. in the morning. As they drifted off to sleep, connected by the invisible threads of the Dreamcatcher network, Henry felt a sense of camaraderie wash over him. In that moment, they were more than just friends. They were pioneers, explorers of the mind, united by their shared dreams and boundless imagination. They had all decided on a war movie for that night's dream feature presentation. As the movie started, they all plunged into the heart of a fierce war. In the surreal landscape of his subconscious, they became comrades in arms, bound by a common purpose to survive against all odds. The battlefield stretched before them, a tumultuous sea of chaos and danger. Explosions rocked the ground, gunfire rattled through the air, and the screams of the wounded pierced the cacophony of war. Yet, amidst the turmoil, Henry and his friends stood resolute, their courage unwavering in the face of adversity. Together, they fought with valor, their bonds forged in the crucible of combat. They covered each other's backs, navigating through the chaos with a blend of instinct and determination. Through the smoke and dust, they pushed forward, driven by a fierce determination to overcome the relentless onslaught of enemy forces. In the heat of battle, Henry discovered a strength within himself that he never knew existed. Adrenaline surged through his veins as he faced danger head-on, his senses sharpened by the urgency of survival. Every moment was a testament to the resilience of the human spirit, as Henry and his friends defied the odds time and time again. But war is a cruel and unforgiving mistress, and not everyone emerged unscathed. Henry witnessed the sacrifice of comrades, felt the horrors of loss as friends fell in battle. Yet, amidst the grief, their memories fueled his resolve to press on, to honor their sacrifice by continuing the fight. As the dream unfolded, Henry found himself grappling with the complexities of war, its brutality, its camaraderie, its cost. What lessons would he carry from this shared dream of survival and sacrifice? Only time would reveal the answers as Henry and his friends emerged from the crucible of war, their bonds stronger than ever before. The next day they all gathered in Mr. Jasper's classroom, all with great stories to share, as they witnessed Mr. Jasper's enthusiasm for the Dreamcatcher network.
So what did you guys think? It's incredible, right?
Henry, I still don't know what hit me. That was an incredible experience, and sharing it all with the both of you made it even more personal. You need to make sure that this is safe because at some point it's going to be available for all, and you will end up making a fortune from it.
Yeah, I fell out of my bed. I can't believe how real the fighting was. I want to try the superhero movie next.
Great. Well, I have lots of movies lined up for the next few weeks. You guys are welcome to join me. I'll see you guys later.
As Henry delved deeper into his experiments with the Dreamcatcher network, his obsession with his project consumed him. Days turned into nights as he tirelessly worked to expand the scope of his invention, exploring an ever-growing library of dreams inspired by movies spanning every genre imaginable. With each new dream experience, Henry's thirst for knowledge and adventure intensified, driving him to push the boundaries of what was possible. But as his passion for his project grew, so too did the distance between him and those closest to him. His girlfriend, Jennifer, was the first to notice the change in him. Once inseparable, their relationship began to fray as Henry's attention shifted away from her and towards his project. Despite her attempts to reach out to him, he remained distant, his mind consumed by thoughts of success and achievement.
Henry, I've been texting you and calling you. Why haven't you been answering? The prom is this weekend. Where have you been?
I can't explain right now. I have a lot to do. I've been very busy.
But Henry, you are ignoring me.
Don't you see I can't talk? I'll call you back.
Henry, you've changed. You're acting different. What have you been doing in your lab?
I have to go. We'll talk later.
Henry. Henry. Henry.
One night, Henry decided to try a murder mystery for that night's feature dream. Again, he had set his phone to start the movie at 2 a.m. He was very tired, so he closed his eyes, and in no time he was sleeping. The dream starts and a woman is killed in a dark room. It is very hard to see who the killer is. The dream is not clear on who kills the victim, and the next morning he wakes up a bit confused. He checks the phone and the movie had played to the end. He doesn't remember much more, but he has overslept and is running late. He quickly gets ready for school. This day will be the worst day of his young life. By the end of the morning, he will learn that his girlfriend Jennifer has been found dead in her house. On the way to school, he sees a few police cars speed past him down the street. He doesn't think much of it, and he hurries to class. During his school day, the police come to his classroom and ask to talk to him outside. After being questioned by the officers outside the school hallway, Henry is arrested for the murder of his girlfriend, Jennifer Riley. He doesn't understand what is happening, and starts to panic. He slowly starts to think that maybe last night's dream influenced him into killing the girl he loved. He needs to figure out what has happened quickly before it is too late. Is his new invention a dangerous mind-influencing dream machine? He starts to cry, "I am innocent! I am innocent! I have not done anything wrong." But deep down he was worried something bad had happened in his life. Something really bad, and the dream machine was the cause of it all. The officers put him in the police car and read him his rights. "You will have plenty of time to think about what has happened in prison," said one officer. He was taken to the local prison where he would spend the next few months. He was shocked and sad that Jenny was gone. As Henry found himself thrust into the harsh reality of prison life, he struggled to adapt to the unforgiving environment that surrounded him. Surrounded by hardened criminals and constant threats.
Hey! Don't look at them, look down.
Huh?
You have a lot to learn. Son, this ain't the outside.
Yeah, it's been tough.
You know what they call you here? In the inside, you are known as a fresh fish. You are a long way from home. Son, my advice is to keep your head down and hang with the right group. You need to make some friends quick.
The constant threats and violence took their toll on Henry, chipping away at his spirit and eroding his sense of self. His court case came up, and in front of his family, friends, and Jennifer's parents, he was convicted of murdering his girlfriend. As the verdict was read out in the packed courtroom, Henry felt a crushing weight settle over him. The words echoed in his mind like a death knell, sealing his fate and condemning him to a life of unimaginable despair. In the stunned silence that followed, he could feel the accusing gazes of his friends, his family, and Jennifer's parents burning into him like branding irons. With a heavy heart, Henry accepted his fate, resigned to the grim reality of his situation. The thought of spending the rest of his days behind bars, awaiting a death sentence that would cut short his life in his teens, filled him with a profound sense of hopelessness and dread.
Hey, how you been? How did it go yesterday?
Not good, man. Not good. Don't know what I'm going to do.
What happened? They couldn't convince the jury? About you being home that night?
Nah. The evidence against me was too strong.
In the weeks that followed, as he languished in his cell, Henry grappled with the enormity of his actions and the irreversible consequences of his choices.
Should have never started the project.
Don't give up, Henry. You got it. Keep at it.
I can't. Don't you see? This is it. I have nowhere to go.
Just don't give up.
Dad. Hey, Dad. Dad. Hey, Dad.
In the darkness of his confinement, he clung to that spark of hope, determined to find redemption in whatever time he had left.
They didn't believe you.
Yeah, man, I was home. I went to sleep at night and woke up in my bed. But they have me on camera at her house that night. Just can't explain it.
It was just somebody who looked like you. I'm telling you, man, it happens all the time. And remember what we talked about. These cases change all the time. The lawyers will appeal the case.
In prison, Henry meets an older inmate named Upshaw, who's serving a life sentence. Upshaw looks out for Henry, offering guidance, advice, and protection.
They got me for murder, man. They say I killed her. And I don't even remember doing it. I wasn't even there, man. I didn't kill her. I loved her. I don't understand. Why don't I remember anything about that night?
I wouldn't worry about it. Take it one day at a time. The courts are always unpredictable. The reason you don't remember that night is because you were asleep. And son, everyone makes mistakes. It's only human. The sooner you come to terms with it, the easier your life will be here.
I just worry the dream catcher had something to do with it all. Maybe somehow it had an effect on my memory. Or even worse, maybe my actions.
For Henry knew that even in the face of death, there was still the possibility of redemption. Months went by, and on his last day on Earth he found it very hard to get rest. And without warning, he was startled to a loud noise in his cell. It was the door slamming open. They were here to take him to the injection chamber, where he would receive the 3 injections to complete his death sentence. As they walked Henry down the long hallway of death row, his steps faltered, his heart pounding with a mixture of dread and despair. The silence was deafening, broken only by the distant shuffle of footsteps and the faint murmurs of his own trembling voice, a prayer whispered into the void. Fear consumed him, a relentless tide threatening to engulf his very being. In the midst of his despair, he clung to the possibility of redemption, the chance to atone for his past sins and find peace in the face of his inevitable demise. He was strapped onto a bed and was given the first injection. Henry's eyes fluttered closed as the sedative took effect, enveloping him in a haze of drowsiness. With each breath, he felt himself slipping further into unconsciousness, the weight of sleep pulling at his limbs like anchors dragging him down into the depths. As the second and third injections were administered, Henry's heart began to slow, its steady rhythm faltering as the drugs coursed through his veins. The beeping of the heart monitor grew fainter and fainter, a somber melody marking the passage of time as his life receded away. In the dimness of the room, Henry's senses dulled, the world around him fading into obscurity as he teetered on the brink of oblivion. The sounds of the medical equipment became muffled, distant echoes in the recesses of his consciousness, as if fading into the void of space itself. And then, with a final gentle sigh, Henry succumbed to the embrace of the darkness, his body sinking into the mattress like a stone sinking into the depths of the ocean. The room plunged into darkness, a shroud of silence descending over him as his heartbeat dwindled to nothingness, leaving behind only the echo of his last breaths, lost in the vast expanse of eternity. For him it was the end. But the end came too fast for Henry, a promising young man with a bright future ahead. Despite his newfound resolve, the wheels of justice turned inexorably, and his fate was sealed. For those who knew him, the loss was profound, a reminder of the fragility of life and the harsh realities of the world. They mourned not only for Henry, but also for the dreams and aspirations that were extinguished alongside him. But life moves on, and as that dark night turned into the next morning,
Wake up, Henry. You'll be late for school. Wake up.
a boy had waken up to life. He looked at his hands and they were free. It was Henry. He had woken to a sweaty, nervous morning in his bed. Trying to focus his eyes, he looked around and he was in his room. The last few years were just a nightmare. He quickly realized that he was only having a bad dream. Henry let out a sigh of relief as he glanced at the Dreamcatcher player next to his bed. His phone had indeed died, leaving the device dormant and the dream experience interrupted. For a moment, he felt a surge of gratitude that the nightmare scenario he had experienced was nothing more than a glitch in the system, a temporary hiccup in his otherwise groundbreaking invention. But as he stared at the Dream Machine player, a sense of unease crept back into his mind. He realized that this incident was a stark reminder of the potential dangers lurking within his creation, dangers that he had yet to fully comprehend or address.
Whoa, what a trip. Thank God I'm 18 again. That was like 10 years of my life. Thank you, God. What a nightmare.
As Henry's phone died in the middle of the night, he found himself thrust into a nightmare of his own making, a dream that had taken a dark and unexpected turn, casting him as a reluctant participant in a chilling scenario.
A decade. In one night? Wow.
The realization of what had happened sent a shiver down his spine, filling him with a sense of unease and dread. Desperate for reassurance, Henry reached out to Jennifer, his voice trembling with a mixture of fear and relief, as he heard her answer on the other end of the line.
Hello?
Jennifer!
Yes.
Jennifer? Oh my God, Jennifer. You don't know how glad I am to hear your voice. It's been such a long time. I really missed you.
Yeah. That's because you keep avoiding me. Are you sure you're okay, Henry?
I'm sorry for treating you like crap. I'm sorry for the way I acted. I thought my work was more important than you.
So, you finally decided to call? Henry, you were so mean to me.
I know. That won't happen again. I'll make it up to you. The prom is Saturday, and we're gonna have the best prom ever.
Henry, you made me feel horrible. You wouldn't return my calls. You were a different person, and I'm just supposed to think that you're okay now?
I am. I am better. It was just a bad dream.
Do you know that I was so disappointed in you and I was losing hope about going to the prom? The uncertainty in your voice made me give up on you. And now I'm supposed to think everything is back to normal?
I'm sorry that I made you feel that way. I promise I won't let the Dreamcatcher change me again. Will you please go to the prom with me?
Yes, only because the prom is in 2 days. But we need to talk about your project later. I'll see you at school.
Jennifer, you'll see. Everything is gonna be all right. And we'll have the best prom ever.
Jennifer's forgiveness was a beacon of light in the darkness, a reminder of the strength of their bond even in the face of adversity.
Man, what a nightmare. Boy, am I glad that that was not real. I really wonder if there is an Upshaw. That is one guy I will miss. I wouldn't have gotten through it without him.
Thinking about it for a minute, he decided to search him. Michael Upshaw was found guilty of murder in 1962. He spent 46 years in prison and was legally exonerated in 2008. He was known for helping others with the hardships of prison life. He lived a free man to the age of 82 and died at home in 2019.